Wasn't like a huge home run for me, but I had fun with Swamp Thing, to be honest with you.
But I think I kind of had fun with it too.
The comic book legend lives.
Have you ever taken a bath in a swamp?
Yes, I did that one time. My dad took us over to the slough and decided it would be great here in the summer to go and swim in this diseased pool with mosquitoes on it. Fucking sucked.
Hashtag rural life. Why do you have an experience about being in a
We did
bog?
not want to drive the 15 minutes into our town to go to the pool. We instead decided to go into this rancid, dirty body of water. And then we all got hives. It was the worst night of my life.
It might have been better if you were irradiated by a special liquid, because then you might have at least become Swamp Thing. So what did you think of the, is it a cult classic? Swamp Thing.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a cult following this. I think mostly because Wes Craven is the director of this, who had already made a couple of bigger
Good
cult
movies.
classic films. His next outing would be Nightmare on Elm Street. Blew up.
What's that?
I was a bit charmed by this movie.
Of course you were.
As soon as I locked into the idea that this is a throwback to like the mad scientist movie of like the 30s and 40s era that Boris Karloff did so many of. The love story, such as it is, I guess, kind of works for me too. I think there's some beautiful imagery with like the flowers and that sort of thing. There's a comic relief character that I thought really worked. The action doesn't really work for me really on any level in this. It does get into just kind of almost like a kaiju battle. 50s Godzilla film, but we're in the 80s, sort of really doesn't work. The makeup is the most disappointing part about this. I think
Well, the face. I mean,
Yeah.
the suit's...
the suit's okay. Yeah. The evil one is worse, though. I
It's a joke,
think
yeah.
it's really, really, really bad. Had they nailed that, I would have forgiven it even more for some of the stuff
Sure.
it does. So it was have a bit of a mixed bag for me. I kind of more liked it than I didn't like it, but it wasn't a home run. It wasn't like a huge home run for me, but I had fun with Swamp Thing, to be honest with you.
But I think I kind of had fun with it too. I think I surprised you with a slightly higher score, because unlike some of the other films where you automatically detect camp with your campometer, I usually don't. But this one, for sure, as soon as you walk in, you know this is a made-for-TV
It's
B
called
movie.
Swamp Thing.
And you know what holds it together at the beginning? The female lead. God, we're so bad.
Adrienne Barbeau.
Have I gone crazy? Isn't this a dream?
She's fantastic.
She's
in
great.
this. You know, so
Yeah.
you're following her. You're like, oh, you know what? This is good.
I watched Swamp Thing 2.
Oh, God.
Even like B or C level actors, Heather Locklear, I'm so sorry, with some similar material. It's like, woof. Then you have Ray Wise, when you have Adrienne Barbeau.
Yeah.
It works.
They're making a goo that can give the plants eternal life or whatever
it's
it is.
nonsense.
Terrorist comes, Mission Impossible again with a tear-off face. It's so dumb, but it's fun to watch. There's some stupid things that you're expecting. Like as soon as this thing goes on, you have that intuition like, I'm definitely going to see Adrienne Barbeau's boobs, and you do, because she
do.
takes the bath in the swamp for no reason. She's
know.
scared of being in the swamp. She's running away from the monster, but you know what? I really need a bath. There is one comedic moment that's kind of funny where the stupid, burly sidekick bodyguard guy drinks the goop and becomes...
Yeah, I think you're being geared towards, he's going to become this big monstrosity.
he's gonna be the bad
but he
guy.
becomes a small little rat thing.
It's what you expect if
Yeah.
you are going to go into a movie called Swamp Thing. You'll get a thing. It'll be in a swamp.
I had the most fun doing the research on this. Like, how is Swamp Thing developed?
Yeah.
So understanding how that comic book character came about, I think they should adapt that original story. I think that was fascinating. Without this movie coming out, the end of the Comics Code probably would have taken maybe a bit longer to come about, because this came out, Alan Moore comes in to write a new line, which then leads into a bunch of other stuff. So it was fascinating to kind of get into that history of the importance of Swamp Thing.
Like many bad movies we watch, the story around it is a little bit more interesting than the
Yeah.
film itself. But this one is passable. If you're into, stupid B-movie monster movies, like it's actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
Apparently don't watch the second one, but I
yeah.
think if you're a normal human
They
being,
eat
you know
his
that.
penis. It's a bad movie. What are we watching next week, Dave?
I don't know.
The Dark Crystal.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We're going into kids' films.
We're going to have the biggest fight over this. The Swamp Thing should have been a puppet, I think, is really what we're coming
Honestly,
down to.
if they brought Jim Henson in, you could have made a Swamp Thing that was entirely like Dark Crystal. That would
Swamp
have been
Thing should have just been Sweetums from the Muppets.
good. Yeah, let's go watch The Dark Crystal. That one actually, I don't know. We'll see if we offend more people, because that one has a lot more clout.
Sure does.
Do we make like puppet hands now?
Puppet hands.